I'm Dr. Robin, and I love answering my students' questions. Today's question is from Charlie, and it's about carbon monoxide. Charlie asks, what is carbon monoxide poisoning, and how is that different from the carbon dioxide that we breathe out? Well, that's an excellent question. So carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide are two different molecules. Carbon monoxide, like mono, means one. So it's carbon and one oxygen. Carbon dioxide, di means two, so that's carbon with two oxygen. So I made some models here. This is what oxygen looks like, the oxygen we breathe. Now, of course, it's microscopic and it's see-through. It's not giant red balls. But this is a chemistry model showing how that structure is. So we have two oxygen atoms stuck together. That's what oxygen looks like. Now, this is what carbon dioxide looks like. It's a carbon with an oxygen on either side. So you can see that oxygen and carbon dioxide look really different from each other, right? They're different sizes. They would never fit in, if they were puzzle pieces, they don't fit in the same spot as each other, right? But now look at carbon monoxide, carbon with one oxygen. Look at how they compare now. So the carbon monoxide, this one over here, and the oxygen are about the same shape and size, which is not how carbon dioxide is. So that's why carbon dioxide is safe and carbon monoxide is not. Because carbon monoxide can stick in the same places that oxygen can stick, because they're kind of the same size and shape. But have you ever tried to stick things together that weren't supposed to go together and then you couldn't get them apart again? I've done that several times in my life. Sometimes if things aren't supposed to go together and you kind of force it, then they get stuck. So carbon monoxide is not supposed to fit into our hemoglobin in our cells the way oxygen does. And so it gets stuck. It doesn't come on and off. Oxygen comes on and off really easily. Carbon monoxide does not. So if someone breathes in carbon monoxide, which remember, no smell, no color, no nothing to know it's there. So if someone breathes in carbon monoxide, then what they're breathing in is something that's going to stick in the place where oxygen should be. So then when they breathe oxygen, will the oxygen have a place to stick? No, that's why carbon monoxide poisoning is really dangerous. But the good news is we have carbon monoxide alarms. So just like you have a smoke detector in your house, you might have a carbon monoxide detector. Now you'd have to ask your grown-ups, because if you don't have anything with gas in your house and you don't have anything that burns in your house, you probably wouldn't have one. But if you have a gas furnace or a gas water heater or a gas boiler or a gas stove or some other thing that burns, then you will probably have a carbon monoxide alarm somewhere. Now, what do you think you do if the carbon monoxide alarm goes off? You do the same thing that you would do if the fire alarm went off. You need to get out. Now, it's a slightly different reason. You won't burn up, but you need to get to fresh air, because outside, carbon monoxide is fine, because there's so much other air that you'll just gulp in that nice fresh air. But if you stay inside and you breathe in just carbon monoxide, it can get really hard for someone to get treated because the carbon monoxide doesn't come off. So then they treat them in something called a hyperbaric chamber. A hyperbaric chamber is a special tube that they can put you in, and then they can make the oxygen levels really, 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 really high to try to push the carbon monoxide out and the oxygen in. So it's important, if someone's carbon monoxide alarm goes off, for them to get out, or if they need it, they can get that treatment also. If you're getting out, make sure you tell everyone else to get out too. If you have a younger brother or sister, make sure they leave with you. If you've already practiced your fire plan at your house and you've had fire drills and you know how to get out of each room, well, you just do the same thing with carbon monoxide. You just leave. And whatever your meeting place is for your family for a fire alarm, that's going to be the same meeting place for carbon monoxide generally. So talk with your grown-ups and find out if you have a carbon monoxide alarm in your house. They can usually let you hear what it sounds like, so you'll know. And then double check what you're supposed to do, make sure you're confident about it, and then you don't have to worry about it, because that's the cool thing about being prepared, is once you know about something and you know what to do and you know how to stay informed, how to find out if it's happening, now you don't have to worry about it, because if it ever gets to be too much carbon monoxide in your house, you just leave. The carbon monoxide alarms go off way before it's enough to hurt you. It's only enough for the carbon monoxide alarm to notice it, not enough for you to notice it. So long as you have that alarm, you don't have to worry about it. Now, carbon monoxide is why you never take a camp stove inside of a tent or an RV or anything like that. It's also why you never keep a gasoline car inside a parked garage turned on. Those are both dangerous things to do, but I'm guessing you would never do those anyways. So long as you make good, safe choices and you do what you're supposed to do if a carbon monoxide alarm goes off, then you'll be perfectly safe. And doctors do know how to treat it if someone does get carbon monoxide poisoning. I'm so glad Charlie asked that question because now we all get to learn about it. If you're a current student at Dr. Robin's school and you have a question, you can go ahead and submit it under Ask Dr. Robin and I will get your answer ready for you.